There is a new era dawning in Arizona, one where concerned parents and citizens are standing up to restore good order and civil society out of the disastrous policies and social engineering of Mark Kelly and the Democrat Party. Jim Layman is the man to lead for Arizona in the U.S. Senate. Judge for yourself.
To Saddlebrook Republican Club, my fellow patriots, thank you for the opportunity on this gorgeous Arizona afternoon to talk to you about how perilous our country is to being lost. 18 minutes I've got. I want to do everything I can to help you understand. You've got a fighter here, a guy with guts, who's going to go up to Washington and help people understand there that we, the people, own this country and run this country, not Washington. May I have just for a moment a show of hands, my fellow veterans, or if you could stand up, my fellow veterans, please, just a moment. God bless you guys. Could I ask everybody that stands up that loves this country for just a second, please? Thank you. Hey! If you want a business guy, you want a veteran, you want a business guy, a linebacker, paratrooper, I'm your guy. I'm not a politician, thank God. I'm not a lawyer. I got a lot of guts. I love my country. And I'm doing this for one reason. I sold that business we discussed in here a few weeks ago because I want to focus on this solely over the next 309 days. And the vision of that is that the reward is that when having that concession speech over in Mark Kelly's office, I'm going to walk over there and I'm going to say, Mark, here's that one-way first class, no, maybe coach class ticket for you to go back to Beijing where you belong. You know, in this company, real quick, to tell you that I was America First before it was popular. On the back of this card you've got, if I could just ask you to flip that backside for just a moment. So just tell you where I've been putting my time, energy, and money is to support conservative causes before I ever thought about doing this U.S. Senate race. If you notice on here, millions of dollars to President Trump, to Arizona conservative House and Senate members, Freedom Caucus, millions, guys. You can go to opensecrets.org. Not because I needed to, because it's the right thing to do. You can add up all of my Republican opponents and you get to $12,000. And that was Barnovich giving it to himself, okay? You also see on here where one of the things I'm most proud of is I supported the audit. From day one, I was an elector on your ballot. I stood up and said, hey, this is not right. I sued Pence, I sued Ducey, as all electors we did. And when it didn't stop, I supported the audit, and I still do today. All my other competitors either went under the table or Barnovich went on TV saying, oh, everything's over, Biden's elected. BS. Yeah, he's sitting in the White House, but we got work to do. As Vince said, we got legislative action to take, and we got to take it hard. Otherwise, if you don't have a border and you don't have an election system, we don't have a country. Simple as that. So I'm a no-nonsense kind of guy. And if you want some guts and determination on the Senate floor, that's not going to take crap from anybody and not looking to get on Fox, but to look to work 13 hours a day up there to get some policies I'm going to go through here with, then I'm your guy. Also, one thing I'm lastly very, very proud of is that I get really tired of seeing George Soros, how that guy was registering voters all cycle long. And we were knowing nothing about it. RNC comes in and last 4 or 5 months before an election. I said, we got to do this all year long, all cycle long. Starting in January, put money aside, got the team put together, 25 full-time staff, 5 offices around the state, hundreds of volunteers. Guys, I can report to you by the time we got up and running in May through November, I don't have December's number, but from May to November, first time in a long time, we have outregistered George Soros 2.5 to 1. And that's going to help a lot in this election. And we got the votes. Do not let anybody tell you, oh, my vote doesn't count. Please get out there. We can win this, and we will. We've got the numbers. We just got to get up and go make it happen. And I'll do everything I can to do it. You're going to see my cute little face on a lot of ads coming up. And I mean a lot. Because I want no one left without knowing the contrast between Layman and Mark Kelly. That's my goal. Let me tell you one other thing we've done is I want to make sure that Arizona House and Senate is not close. I want to make sure we got margins to get real stuff done, to get the kids those ESA scholarships they deserve, to get election reform done. So you're going to see a little press release coming out in a few days where I'm taking personal money and $500,000 and setting aside to elect conservatives in the Arizona House and Senate because we need them. They got to be America first, but if they are, then I'm behind them. Guys, we're opening 12 regional offices in the state, first time ever. The most ever done before was 6 in the RNC. First one opened yesterday in Fountain Hills. We're going into this month, Scottsdale, Fountain Hills, Gilbert, Sun City, Tucson, Prescott Valley. Christine and a whole bunch of others in this audience right now are here to open the office, everything you need information-wise and walk list and everything else to get the word out. We'll have it for you. Going into all the other parts of the state in February and into March. So guys, I want to cover some policies in the short time that we have. We want to be respectful of that. So the first one up, as I said, if you don't have a border, you don't have election integrity, you don't have a country. Now I'm very, very proud of these 2 great Americans standing next to me up here, Border Patrol. They have, Brandon, Art, the whole 21,000 Border Patrol have endorsed my campaign earliest ever because they want a fighter too. They want somebody who's not going to take crap in the Senate and going to call it like it is. This is not humanitarian. This is an invasion. 42,000 a week. That's a baseball stadium a week in addition to legal immigration. It's got to stop. I will do everything in my power, ladies and gentlemen, on that Senate floor to shut down the business of the Senate until we get that southern border closed. Nothing is more important. I work with these guys. We talk at least twice a week about what are those policies. I just want to give the mic over to Brandon here for just a moment and talk about what's up on the wall up here and what we have to have. Thanks, brother.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks for being here. Thank you for supporting Jim. Jim is by far the best candidate that there is out there. He will beat Mark Kelly. Thank goodness for that. I've had the great privilege of working with President Trump extensively. I still get to meet with him on a regular basis and discuss the border security policies that are necessary in order for us to secure the border, take it back. Jim is the only candidate to this point that has actually sat down and instead of coming up with his own ideas, has visited with and spoken with the actual experts that know what needs to be done in order to secure the border. He has worked on policy that will help the Border Patrol to get the manpower in the field that is necessary. Right now, 90% of our resources in Yuma are in processing. They're not even patrolling the border. We could go down to Yuma today and we can drive their entire what we call area of responsibility. And if we see 2 active Border Patrol agents, we'd be lucky. My own stations where I'm assigned, we're lucky to see agents out in the field. Again, Jim has worked on this issue. He's looked at this issue. He understands and he recognizes these issues. His are the only policies that are coming from a Senate candidate that I approve of, that I have looked at and I have worked with him on and said, this is actually what is going to work. And if we put Jim Layman in the United States Senate, that is going to be an individual that is not going to back down. He's not going to back down to McConnell. He's not going to back down, obviously, to Schumer. But he will push hard for what Arizona wants. And Arizonans want a secure border. That's what you want. That's what we want. Our agents put on uniforms every day and go out there because they want to protect you. If it wasn't for that desire, if it wasn't for wanting to go out there and protect the United States, under this current administration, there's no way in the world they'd be able to do it. Just couldn't do it right now. but because they do have a love for this country and for the citizens of this country, they continue to put that uniform on, go out there and do the job day in and day out. Jim Layman will give us the resources that we need. And for that reason, Art Del Cueto and I and the National Border Patrol Council are very proud to endorse Jim Layman.
Besides that point, I am not taking lobbyist dollars, not taking PAC dollars. I'm funding this myself and thousands of other Arizonian folks and American citizens. That's my commitment to you. You cannot go to DC and be polluted with lobbyist dollars and think you're going to have a statesman up there. That's my commitment to you. I've signed a 2-term limit pledge. I'm donating my salary to the most needy in Arizona. I'm not taking a pension because I'm in this for the good of this country. I'm only doing this because I love my country so much. Next. Very strong in education. The one thing I can do at the federal level, there's many things we can do at state levels. We talked about earlier ESAs and the dollars following the students, and I'm all in and I'll do whatever I can to support those candidates and support that. But the one thing you can do, and I will do at the U.S. Senate level, is to do everything in my power to stop the funding and close the Department of Education. I've yet, and I'll ask the question here, does anyone here know of something good the Department of Education is doing?
No.
Right. Hundreds, well, I don't know, what are we, about 120 presentations over the last 7 months, not a single hand's ever gone up. That tells me everything I need to know. Kids deserve a great education. Next. Very blessed. Also, in addition to these gentlemen, the National Border Patrol Council, your 8,500 member Arizona Police Association has unanimously endorsed my campaign. Guys, that's never happened before. Never been unanimous. Never been this early. Because we have problems in this country. And we got problems in Arizona with liberal politicians that like anarchy. They blame us and they cause the problems. That's got to stop. I'm going to be fiercely behind law and order. Every American should be able to fly into, pick a city, Portland, Seattle, and walk the streets of our country. I am not going to take liberalism standing and watching it happen anymore. It's time to draw a line in the sand in this country. Enough is enough. Next. I know something about manufacturing. I've been very blessed to, before this big utility solar company we built, and oh, by the way, no subsidies, and no, I don't buy from China. You'll hear that from Berno and crew. My nearest competitor was 45% Chinese content. We were 5%. And we invested $3 million this year to be able to bring a factory to Arizona that would make it zero. So yeah, in the solar industry, it's called power. It's big power plants. I came from the coal and gas industry. Built the second largest engineering construction company in the power industry in coal and gas. And I was very blessed to understand what it took to do American manufacturing. You'd be shocked to know how sold out our factories are. We've got to bring those jobs back. We've got to level the playing field that says, in America, we have to have reasonable pollution control standards, safety in our workplace, reasonable wages, etc. Do not bring your crap into this country unless you do that, or you need to pay a tariff to level the playing field for the American worker and American business. It's that darn simple. And those tariffs, in my view, don't go to the general fund, they go to investment tax credit so we can get industry stood back up. It's also about energy dominance and mining dominance. We have the energy in this country. President Trump, and I've sat with him a few weeks ago, one-on-one, and I told him, hey, I really appreciate you're talking about energy independence. I got one better. Really? Yeah. Call energy dominance, boss, because I come from that field. I've been in it for 30 years. We got plenty of energy in this country. We can have great American jobs. We can run everything we have in this country on our own energy. and then export more. And those, again, are great jobs for our countrymen. I suggest in the Senate that we put a little excise tax on it if it's going out of our country, and we use that to start paying down our national debt. To start getting back to real business. Mining. We must mine and process in this country. EPA, Forest Service, all those guys must get out of the way. The laws are set by Congress. And quite frankly, I've lived by them and know them very well from all the power industry work, coal plants, et cetera. They aren't that darn hard, actually. You just can't have these endless delays and reviews by people who don't know what the hell they're looking at. We know how to mine responsibly in Arizona, and we must and we will. That's my goal, to bring more jobs back to Arizona and be hugely mining dominant. We can't trust China on the seaways. They're building a big navy. We've got to make sure we've got it here on our shores, or they'll stop it. They'll bring this country to its knees, and we cannot let that happen. Guys, I'm not going to go through more of these. There are 20 in total. I'm like Newt Gingrich. I'm trying to give you a view of what you're buying from Layman and hold me accountable, and I'll be back in front of you. I'll issue you a quarterly report, just like we do in business, on how I'm doing and what I'm doing and how I need your help. But if you want guts and you want somebody who doesn't give a damn what CNN or even Fox says, then I'm your guy.
Jim Layman is a strong, compassionate conservative who truly cares about America, Arizona, and your family. Jim needs your help to get Mark Kelly out of the Senate. Please contribute to Jim's campaign at jimlayman.com. Your money and your vote are bricks in the wall to defend America. Arizona and America cannot endure another Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and Mark Kelly disaster.